And now I have the pleasure to introduce one of the dragons, Bruce Croxton.
Merci. Premièrement, je veux dire
I'd like
bonjour,
to say hello
bienvenue,
and welcome.
puis merci pour m'inviter.
Thank you for having invited
I'm
me.
in love with Canada. That's what I got to say off the top. And it's a discussion, so I'm going to bring a bench out, actually. Always feel better having a discussion when I'm sitting down. I hope this doesn't throw off the production or anything. You know, in many ways, I'm a good choice to get asked by CBC to come and talk about Canada, because as I said, I'm in love with the place. And it was a challenge for me to come up with visionary things about Canada, because the more I thought about it, the more I realized, you know, we live in such an exceptional place, and as Chilton says, such an exceptional time, that it's tough for me to get my head wrapped around improving it. And I was stumped enough and challenged enough by the invitation, and as I got thinking about it, I thought it was going to be so easy, you know, that I went out to some of my friends. So for the last couple of weeks, I'm figuring, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? What am I going to say about 2017? So I started asking my friends, and you know, I played some golf the last couple of days. I asked the guys on the golf course, and I realized I'm getting all of the first people's reactions when you ask is to make it very personal. Well, it'd be great if the Leafs won the cup, right? That ain't gonna happen. I know. I've been living, believe me, I've been living the pain. 67. That ain't gonna happen. You know, how do I stop three-putting? You know, one guy just says, let me have sex with my wife once before 2017. I'll be happy. So it's all very personal, right? Guys, this isn't what it's about. This is Canada. We're trying to pull the country together, right? So I gathered them all back, you know, and there was some amazing discussions, you know, but it's about the stuff that you think about. It was, you know, how open we are to other cultures. You know, I'm a first-generation Canadian, Jamaican mom, white English father, late 50s, Canada, piece of cake. Can't say that about everywhere in the world, right? We've got a great coast-to-coast natural resources, most diverse countries in the world, as my colleague Deborah Apps from the Trans-Canada Trail visioned, you know, the lights from coast to coast, as we just heard about. Fantastic. Our healthcare system, doesn't matter how much money you make, you can get taken care of. Our record on the environment, well, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. We're working on some things, right? There's still some room. So that got me thinking, there's still some room for improvement. So gathered that all together, and I realized that it is a challenge when you live in the best country in the world. It is a challenge to figure out what we could do, what we could be better at. Having said all that, I'm a lifelong entrepreneur. I've had the immense privilege of working with CBC. Just finished taping the 3rd year of this show, The Dragon's Den. And the irony of that show is, without that reality show, none of you would care what I would have to say about any of this, right? So here I am. So it's a platform that deserves to be, I won't say taken advantage of, but used. And as a lifelong entrepreneur, in Canada, and I go out across the country, one of the benefits of the Dragons is you get to go out and speak to a lot of people. It becomes a lot easier to make friends. And I'm struck by the number of families that watch this small business show. Kids starting at the age of 7, 8, 9 years old, learning about small business, stuff I didn't have a clue about when I was that age. That's very inspiring for me to hear. And it's led me, after 30 years of being an entrepreneur, working with entrepreneurs, starting companies, investing in companies, it's led me to the realization that not only do we live in the best country in the world, but our entrepreneurs can hold their own with any entrepreneurs in the world. What we sometimes lack is the support system to get these people where they need to be. So my plea for 2017 is to have one national holiday a year. Please, God, make it a Monday, where we can sit and reflect, make it the day of the entrepreneur, the day of the small business person, the people that are out busting it, often on their own, sweat off your own back, creating jobs, making it happen. That one day, we don't take days off. Entrepreneurs are always thinking about their business. So if you're not, somebody else is. So for that one day, let's take it, a pause, think about the year ahead, think about the year we've just had, set our goals for the year. I've got Agenda 1 for 2017. I hope it doesn't take that long. We have a banking system in this country that has made an incredible amount of money in a regulated environment, but unless you're a small business doing $3 million a year in profit, you can't get a sniff of a senior loan. It's not right. It's not right. That money's got to come back into the small businesses that have helped create the bank profits in the first place. I don't have the solution, but it's an issue. So let's talk about it on National Entrepreneurs Day 2017. Actually, let's start it before that. Merci encore pour m'inviter. Passez une bonne journée.
Have a good
It's my
day.
pleasure to welcome Linda Talley to the stage.